But this detective has planted the seed of doubt. Can you be sure Mademoiselle Kramer isn't setting you up?
Blair, how's Jack?
They patched him up and I took him home.
So he's all right then?
Hello?
Oh, Blair, this is Mr.
I know who it is. He's the art dealer who gave me your address in Paris.
Of course.
It's very nice to...
What's he doing here, Tomas?
Hey, Rama.
Hello.
I'm sure you're not here for my famous deli belly, but just so you know, we're not open for business yet.
I'm not here for a drink. I'm here for you.
Your mom and I, we both... I was, just calling you to see if you're ready for me to pick you up.
She's been ready since early this morning. She couldn't wait to get back to you.
You're here for me.
I've been so desperate to get in touch with you since the two of us have been so viciously slandered. Access Landview, didn't you watch it?
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah, Phyllis Rose made it sound like the two of us couldn't keep our hands off each other.
You should just ignore it.
I wish I could, but what's poor Vimal going to think when his wife is made to look like a wanton slut who cheats with the first pair of arms that comes her way?
Excuse me?
Landview's best arms, that's all Vimal knows of you. I mean, for him to switch on the prison television and see all these terrible rumors? I don't know how they started. I mean, but I assure you, I had nothing to do with it.
I never thought you did.
Oh, okay, good. So, how do you think they started? I mean, isn't it bizarre that this gossip monger thinks there's something going on between us?
Not really.
I'm in New York on business, so I took the opportunity to say hello to my old friend.
I think you were doing more than saying hello. I heard you warning Tomas that I was setting him up. I'd like to know what you meant by that.
Why would you want to come back to this place? You miss my nephew screaming his lungs out at 3 a.m.? Star's baby doesn't do that. You met Hope, right?
She's beautiful. And La Boulée was amazing. Starr put me in her cousin Langston's room.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Unbelievable. Private bathroom, my own TV, fresh flowers all over the place.
And that's a problem because...
No, it's not a problem. It's just, I felt weird. I'm not used to waking up having me serve me breakfast.
I told her she would get used to it, but...
No, I don't mean to sound ungrateful. It's just, I sort of felt out of place. So I thought I'd come back here just till I have enough money to get home.
And I offered to lend her some, but she wouldn't take it. So now, we're back to where we started. And I'm just wondering, what happens next? I just need to pick up...
Think there's some merit to this Access Landview story?
No, I'm just not surprised Phyllis Rose blew it into something that it's not. And that's how she gets her ratings, by making a big deal out of nothing.
Okay, so you think there's nothing to it as well?
Absolutely. You should just forget about it.
God, I wish I could. I can't. I've been so worried. I'm sick to my stomach about it. You know what would make me feel better? Your speciality. A jelly belly? For medicinal purposes? Do you think you could make me one even though the club is closed?
I don't know. I mean, are you sure you can drink alcohol if you're pregnant?
Who told you I was pregnant?
No one. No one. I was just talking to a friend of mine about you and...
You were talking to a friend about me? Why?
Tomas told me about what happened with his brother-in-law.
My ex-husband.
Yes. I was shocked to hear that after Mr. Manning was shot, Tomas became a suspect. As his friend, I'm concerned. In some ways, I feel responsible.
Why?
Claude's the one who convinced me to leave Paris so I could see you again.
I thought it would make him happy. Now I'm afraid he's going to get hurt.
By me?
Yes.
Well, don't worry about it. I've got it covered. I've got the money to get you home.
But how? You don't have a job.
Bobby gave me a loan.
He can't afford that either. I feel bad.
Well, don't. Okay, it's not that much. I mean, you're gonna have to buy a bus ticket, but there's enough left over for you to buy food and other stuff.
Well, that was really nice of Ford.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Dina? Isn't that enough?
No, I'm sure this is more than enough to get me home. It's not about the money.
Okay, so what is it about?
I guess I wish I had another choice besides going back to Dayton.
You want to stay?
Well, that's typical, right? I mean, once they come to Lambview, they never want to leave, like me. But the difference between me and you is that you had a lot more to go back to, Deanna. I mean, you have your life and all your friends.
Right. So we should probably get going, huh? I mean, we could drive you to the bus station.
I need to ask you something first.
What?
I'd like some time alone with James before I go.
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I happened to mention what your husband told me about your delicate condition. So my friend assumed that meant you were pregnant. And just now I heard you say that you were sick to your stomach, so I... Look, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. It's none of my business if you're pregnant.
I'm not. I'm not pregnant. I just told them while I was.
Why do you think I hurt Tomas? I turned him down because I was afraid he was going to hurt me.
You're mistaken, mademoiselle. Thomas would never hurt you or anyone else. He's a good man. But I know your detective feels differently, and I fear his suspicion may rub off on you. So tell me, do you think Tomas was involved in that shooting?
Tomas didn't tell you that we made plans to go out on a date. Now, would I do that if I were suspicious of it?
I suppose not. I'm glad I have nothing to worry about.
You don't?
Then I'll be getting back to New York. But it was a pleasure seeing you again, Mademoiselle Kramer.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Thank you. This is delicious. You've been practicing.
Is it good enough to let me ask you one more question?
What do you want to know?
Why would you tell your husband that you're pregnant when you weren't?
Vima was so despondent when he heard that he had to go to prison that I thought having a baby would give him something to look forward to. So I made up the lie. I'm sorry. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm a terrible person. You know what? I don't blame you if you never want to speak to me again.
Just be careful.
When have I ever let a beautiful woman bring me down?
This Todd Manning situation is different. The two women you are closest to, Mademoiselle Kramer and your sister, are deeply connected to him. I'm afraid that if you see this through to the end, it could spell disaster for all of you.
Why do you need time alone with James?
I just want this goodbye to be better than our last one.
When you broke up with him?
Yeah. I turned that into a huge mess. And if I'm never going to see you again, I kind of like to leave things on a good note. I mean, you can understand that, right, Starr?
Well, what can I say? No, of course you can have time to say goodbye.
Thanks. Look, I really appreciate you giving me a place to stay and everything.
Sure. It was really nice meeting you.
Thanks for understanding. I don't think this will take long at all.
I hope not.
It won't. Because you're someone I want to be alone with.
There is?
Well, unless you're busy tonight.
I don't know. What do you have in mind?
Finding someplace we can be alone with no interruptions. And then...
What?
see where the night takes us.
I would love that.
I checked the bus schedule, so we don't have a lot of time.
I know. All I need is a chance to finally say what I've been trying to say.
Okay, what about?
About why I broke up with you.
You were trying to give your husband some hope for the future. I can't blame you for that. And I definitely won't stop speaking to you.
Thank you.
But you know, eventually, Vimal's gonna find out that there's no baby. So, what are you gonna do then?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. But that's a good question. You know, I really appreciate you giving me the benefit of the doubt.
Well, sometimes it is possible to do the wrong thing for all the right reasons.
So, is Mr. Kimar gone?
I hope he didn't offend you.
Of course not. Having a thug beat up my son, that offends me. I cannot thank you enough for stopping them.
Anyone else would have done the same.
Well, I think you've turned Jack into a big fan of yours. You're his hero now.
He was pretty shaken up.
Yes.
And so were you. So if you want to cancel tonight, stay home with your son. I completely understand.
Well, there you go. There's...
Well, thank you for the drink.
Anytime.
I must be going. I promised to teach Nigel how to make chicken vindaloo.
You and Nigel are pals?
We watched Access Line meet together until those terrible rumors.
Listen, you know, I can talk to her.
To Phyllis Rose?
Yeah, I'm not scared of her. Maybe I can set her straight.
No, to deny the story would convince her that you and I have something to hide.
Which we don't.
Of course not.
Jack has a household full of people to look after him. I think he'll be fine for a couple hours if I go out.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'll meet you at 8.
Okay. Hi, Mom. Hi, beautiful. You remember my friend Tomas?
Yes, it's nice seeing you again.
Likewise. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Did I just hear you making a date?
It's not a date. Not really. I'm just, you know what? I'm just trying to get to know him better. So tell me about you. Who was that girl that slept in Langston's bedroom last night?
Someone who I thought was a problem, but it turns out that she's not. She left town.
Doesn't really matter why you broke up with me.
So you don't care anymore?
I just don't see what difference it makes. I moved on.
You still should know the truth. James, the whole thing, it wasn't what you thought it was. When I said goodbye to you, that was the last thing I ever wanted to do.
So why did you?
Because of your father. He forced me.